Good evening, guys. Once again, we are back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, please smash that like button and do subscribe. Thank you for being here. I hope you find value. Now, guys, this video is kind of different. I really wanted to look at Bitcoin, and only because the last couple of days it's been interesting. Bitcoin actually um, s- in- revisited a previous level that it had not been to since April, I believe, April of this year. So, and I know a lot of people who have holding Bitcoin or investing in Bitcoin and were pretty stoked about that. But I just want to also look at it from a perspective of where is it headed? Like I'm thinking about like I'm looking at coin market cap here, and you can see right now it's at 59. So Bitcoin actually hit 62K, 60, actually 63,232 dollars. And right now, guys, we are at $59,000. So we've kind of tapered. And when I saw this chart early in the morning, we were actually in the 60s range in the afternoon of today, a few couple of hours ago. And when I look at the chart, I was like, for sure, this thing is going to pull back before we see any continuation to the upside. So I just want to do a quick analysis based on what I think or where we are headed. We know that there are a lot of winners in this BTC game. I mean, I'm thinking of, I don't know if you guys know Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy. He's the one who has really been, at the really forefront of just one of the corporate CEOs who has been on the forefront of pushing Bitcoin as a currency or rather as a good investment. And the interesting thing is he only got into BTC in August of 2020. Can you imagine? And I think he put in like about 3 billion in investment, and literally, it's a year later, and his investment has doubled. I think twice, or has just doubled. It's grown by times two. So that's amazing, guys. Because a lot of people are like, oh, buying Bitcoin at 30K. We were left by the wave when it was down here at 11K, then it was down here at 20, 30K. Um, but guys, the thing with investment is it doesn't matter. You just have to. Doesn't matter when you jump in. You just have to have the mindset of an investor, okay? And with some of these things, you think long term. Cryptocurrency, as much as you can make gains short term, if you are a patient investor, you can always just wait long term. Anyway, let me go. Let me stop rambling, and that's just my polite way of telling you guys. If you're not yet investing in crypto or Bitcoin, for example, please look at it. It's just that putting your coins away. But that being said, in terms of trading and where we look at the price, going on the short term, this is a weekly. So this is basically we didn't quite hit the exact high of April. We just almost let me look at this closely. So we almost hit that high, of April. Okay, but I mean the highest high, which is up here, which is at 65K. So we just got to 63K, 2K shy of the uh, April high, but we are technically looking like we're headed there. Anyway, um, what I'm seeing is, let me just look at this very strong bullish thing going on. We could get to 90K and 100K um, in a while. So anyone who's thinking it's late, you could literally almost double your investment in another 6 months or less. So, I mean, think about it that way. Even if you don't have $60,000 to jump in with whatever amount, so we are definitely bullish on the weekly time frame. I think on the monthly, you can't really see much because, but we are definitely looking very bullish. Now, so that's the daily. Um, so what we are seeing is technically we may push away, and that makes sense. We got to a key point of interest up here, and now are looking like we are pushing away from that point of interest, and just basically retesting, a previous level of structure here. Okay, literally that's what's happened, and we may continue to push down or push up. I would honestly like to see her push down a bit before we see the push up, but let's just look at the 8-hour block. Yeah, so looking pretty bullish right now, pretty much. And on the short term, we could expect to get to the 68,000 level, 68.27, 68,827.42 level. So yeah, we're technically still looking bullish. On the short term, 68K, on the long term, 90K. Um, let me just go on the 4-hour. So what you're seeing is we're just mitigating previous levels of structure. And chances are we will begin to see that push up. We can see a rejection at this previous break of structure. We retested it and we've kind of rejected it. And, we may continue to push up. If I begin to see, formations or, trying to push up, then we definitely are still bullish. But generally, yeah, we are definitely bullish on BTC. I mean, with all the positive news of the futures exchange for Bitcoin, I think this is really really good news for the crypto and just generally the crypto space. Because if it's what is it approved by the SEC, then yeah. So that's BTC. So let me look at Ethereum. So ETH is also doing pretty well. There's levels of liquidity up here that will likely be taken out at some point before maybe we see a tapering of price. But we are looking as well bullish. There's a bit of a rejection on the weekly candle, but looking very very nice in terms of just continuing to push to the upside. So on the short term, we may see target of 45.36, or rather on the longer term 45.36, maybe a couple of weeks we may get there, or even sooner rather than later. And what we see here is we took out these lows, okay, and then pushed up. We didn't quite retest this, there was a break of structure here. But the way it looks is like I don't think we may come down this way right now. And if we do, we'll just probably retest this and continue on our way up, and try and take out the liquidity up here. So ETH is also looking bullish. So what we see happening here, this move here just took out this previous levels up here, and also was mitigating potential, could have been not really, but there's level of liquidity up here that we probably were gunning for. But now when we look at, this is a 4 hour, so those are retracements into this zone, and we're seeing this rejection. Now it's interesting. There's still some liquidity down here, so there is potential that we could actually retest this level of 36,100 before we get to the 500 zone. Let me look at the 5 minutes. You can see rejection here, break of structure, and we now are looking like we want to start pushing to the upside. So there's potential to push up, but there's also liquidity downside, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so this looks like there was this imbalance that has been filled. And you can see where price is right now. So we are likely trying to push lower, and we may want to take out previous lows. Before we push up. But this is a really nice rejection. So I'm thinking we may come here, bounce off this zone before we push up. So possibly attempt the 3650 zone and then level and then push up. But we're definitely headed up. I think the only time I'll want to look at strong buying opportunity is if we get out, kind of push up above this, above the 3718. 3718, probably then begin to consider the breaks up, but there's still potential to get to the 3756 and then drop before that continuation. So I'm not sure that we're right about now ready to rally. We possibly will take a while. We'll probably taper out, get to some levels here, drop before now we climb up. Let me look at BNB. In drill with so interesting. You see what happened here. Okay, we see this institutional move happening. We've been kind of consolidating. Okay, we've been in kind of a zone, if you guys can see it. Okay, so kind of like in a distribution of sorts, and we may kind of want to push lower. So this is what I'm feeling. That we may see some pullbacks on the cryptos before we start seeing the next rally to the upside. But obviously, we'll see how things go in the next week or so. So let me look at other altcoins. Let me look at Doge. So literally, we have mitigated previous lows here and looking like we want to start our steady climb up. But really, for the last, again, couple of weeks, nothing much has been happening. This is since October. Actually, we are in October since last week. Actually, before that. So pretty interesting. A lot of consolidation, and then we now broke out of this range and dropped, and we are just looking like we want to retest and possibly continue to drop. That's basically what I'm seeing. But this is actually the lower time frame. But even if I look at the higher time frame, I mean, Doge really dropped. I mean, from this high here in May, we are now at 0.23. We were at 0.7. That's huge. And so I think now we have retested this zone, and we probably will start to see us slowly pushing up. Although with this, we may retest the 27. We've rejected it, and now it's like we're trying to push up again. So still looking bearish though. So as you can see, we're stuck in this side. Okay. Scaling lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So possibly maybe try and push lower before we see any potential bounce up. The thing about crypto is you have to look at a lot of other things, like on-chain data, and so on, to just determine what's really happening. And obviously altcoins tend to move in the opposite direction of the major coins, so that's also something that can help guide. So anyway, guys, I think my main focus was looking at Bitcoin, and just looking at these other pairs was just to kind of confirm a couple of things, but just to encourage you guys, invest in Bitcoin and any other crypto out there that you think is worth a look at. So I hope this has been of value. I'll keep on dropping charts and stuff for the different cryptos as we go along, just in the course of the week and month. And yeah, hopefully we'll make some good moves based off of that. So thank you guys, and have a lovely evening. See you soon.